Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal and helps with the show. What's up, Planeswalkers? There's 6-pack with some more Magic the Gathering in it, and today, we're not playing this. This is a limited event thing, like it's the thing where like they give you a bunch of limited decks. I don't feel like playing that. So, we're going to be playing what I called Winota Rider. Shut up, I'm liking my deck puns. This is not a list that I built. Excuse me. This is entirely a list that I took off of MTG Goldfish. That is one of the resources that I use that accumulates deck lists. Whenever I want to play a deck that is a good deck, that I have no idea how to play, or no idea how to build at least, I usually go to MTG Goldfish. This is the deck that 5-0'd in the Standard League at the time of recording, apparently. May the 4th be with you. And this was by Yogando Pelado. So this is his list. And I told you where I got it. This is the whole good old-fashioned Winota kind of meme stuff. This doesn't go all in, which is what I've seen a decent number of Winota decks do, where they essentially like only play a few humans, namely like Agent of Treachery and Kenrith. And then everything else is, you know, non-humans or tokens or something. And the goal is always to, like, by the time you get to 4 mana, you have tokens out, you play Winota, you attack, you just get Agent of Treachery and your opponent concedes, right? This one seems to be a little bit more of a, you know, a long game plan where you can actually cast your other things, your Agent of Treacheries and whatnot, and, you know, you can block things efficiently, etc., etc. So let's just go through what the cards are. So we have 4 Charming Prince. The ability to scry is actually super helpful in this deck specifically. Oftentimes Charming Prince is going to be better for the exile, the blink effect, but here, not so much the case. Obviously, still works with Agent of Treachery or Fblthp, but the main thing is you can play this early on and try and get closer to your Winota. Gaining 3 life, obviously, is quite helpful against super aggressive decks. For Tithe Taker, early on, this is a great way to kind of make it so that your control opponents aren't going to be able to counterspell as efficiently as possible because they'll need to leave an extra mana up. And then if it dies, you get a spirit, which is not a human, which means we get something that can trigger Winota. Fblthp is not a human, and it draws a card and can just block. If you have to, it can block. Otherwise, you can use it in attack with Winota. For Raise the Alarms, this makes soldiers. These soldiers are not human soldiers, they are just soldiers, which means they trigger Winota. They're also instant speed, so you can do nice shenanigans, surprise blocker, or you know, just generally against control. You'll want to play during their turn so that they might use up their own resources instead of hitting something that you can only cast at sorcery speed. For our 3 drops, we only have Legion Warboss. This card just immediately comes with token generation value, which is helpful for Winota. As well as just generally a strong card. I mean, this is a 1-man army card, so against control, they will need to deal with this, even if you're not going for like full combo or whatever. For Incubation Incongruities, technically, we do not have a way to cast the Incongruity part, but I decided to leave the green in the thumbnail because it looked nicer with the symmetry. I like symmetry, shut up. But generally, for Incubation, you look at the top 5, you get a creature card, you put it in your hand. It's a fast way to get Winota, or if you like really need to, you can get Elite Guardmage in order to survive, and then late game, you can just kind of skip the whole Winota train, use Incubation to go get an Agent of Treachery and steal some stuff. Speaking of Elite Guardmage, it's a good old-fashioned human that gains your life and draws you a card. Just playing this on turn 4 is totally fine. Getting off of Winota is totally fine. Speaking of Winota now, 4 mana 4/4, whenever a non-human creature you control attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put a human creature from among them onto the battlefield, and it does come in tapped and attacking. It gains indestructible until end of turn, put the rest of the cards on the bottom. So, it only triggers on non-humans, but it triggers for each individual non-human. So if I have a Fblthp and then 2 soldier tokens when I play Winota, that's 3 total triggers for Winota. Each of those triggers, I'll be looking at the top 6 cards. So with those, I'll be looking at 18 total cards. 6, 6, and 6. When you get your human, it comes in attacking. Oh no, you might think. My Charming Prince is a 2/2. My Agent of Treachery is only a 2/3. They gain indestructible. Who cares? They're not going to die that turn. So it's great. And then the rest go on the bottom, blah, blah, blah. She's cool. To Kenrith. Kenrith is a cool human. We can only, you know, use 3 of his abilities. But the 3 abilities that we can use are pretty decent. Giving our creatures trample for 1 mana is pretty nice. Obviously, our creatures aren't super strong, but Winota, you know, is a 4/4, and Kenrith is a 5/5, so giving them trample is not bad. Then, of course, just 3 mana, some gain life. If we're going against aggro and, like, we really need to not die, it's a good way to not die. And then, of course, it's just a card advantage engine if you need it. Typically, though, if you're going to be able to, like, combo out into Kenrith, your opponent should hopefully be dead. And then 4 Agent of Treachery. Why 4? Because stealing your opponent's cards is just good. Now, typically, on the channel, I don't play often with Agent of Treachery. I generally don't like the card in this format. I think for what it's worth, Agent of Treachery is a fine card. I think it's, generally speaking, fair. I just think that in this environment on Arena right now, it's a little too annoying for my taste. This is the mana base. I did not make this mana base. It's 24 lands, blah, blah, blah. This is the sideboard that came with the deck. As usual, when I get a deck off of MTG Goldfish, I will link the MTG Goldfish article, or deck list, I guess is technically what it is, in the description. Ooh. Got some really interesting things in the works right now with some content creators. So hopefully those things will be bearing fruits once the semester has ended for me, which is... This isn't Mono Black Magic, right? I don't remember what his name is in Arena. I will keep this, though. I'll turn 1 this. This is sorcery. It's a good thing I checked that. We're just gonna grab another Warboss, even though we don't have red source. Right, so I should be starting to get that good stuff around the 9th. So this is Jeskai Yorion, probably Jeskai Fires. We're gonna go ahead and scry here. And I'm fine taking the damage, because I suspect that my opponent is a relatively slow deck. I don't think I'm gonna want the Agent of Treachery. I don't think I want either of these. I definitely don't want the Agent of Treachery on top. So I could keep the temple here, because next turn, right, I play Mountain, Warboss, and then I could, you know, the next turn Temple Warboss, but I just want to hit Winota. So I think this is just better to just try and dig deep. So this is almost certainly going to be a counterspell here. It's not, so it's got to be a kill spell. Yeah, I'm going to kill my Legion Warboss. Sure. Teffers, are you going to bounce my Charming Prince?
Trust me, you'll thank me later.
Cool. I have another Warboss for that. We play the Warboss, we get to kill Teferi. Play the Temple, and we'll look for a, Winota. There's a Winota. The issue, of course, is that our opponent might just have a Deafening Clarion, and they should definitely use it right now, and they didn't. But are they going to have a counterspell? Now, they might have done this main phase just to get a land. They might be missing a land here. One on top, one on bottom. Does the land come in tapped or untapped? Untapped, and they shock for it. So that makes me think that they have a counterspell. But they could also just have another Omen. Either of the Forge or of the Sea. Or even the, no, the green Omen is 3 mana. So is the white Omen. Okay, they didn't like the fact that I was checking. Yeah, Mono Black Magic's in Japan, if I recall correctly. So there's no way in hell he's recording right now. Or he'd even be playing right now, right? Fucking... What time is it in Japan? It's... You know, it's 9 AM. Nox isn't called Nox, right? Like, it's noxious. I mean, I love the idea of this, but I only have 2 lands and no white, so I can't use that, so I will mulligan this. And then Noxious, like, plays in... I have Fblthp and Warboss. I'll keep this. Noxious, like, plays in Mythic, right? Now I have to, like, go to YouTube and check. Mono, black, magic. We're gonna get rid of... Oh, God. Sorry about that, everyone. We're gonna get rid of an Agent of Treachery, I think. My transitions are attached to my... Oop, they're attached to my mouse buttons. Why did that not... Huh. Alright, well, I fucked that up severely. It's Lurrus. Oh, I messed that up. I'm not gonna attack. Then I'll play Warboss. I don't want them to gain extra life here. Hopefully they don't have kill spells and I top deck an untapped land next turn, but it's not looking too great. Yep, there we go. No, yeah, he's mono black magic. Myers Grasp, well, get fucked. And then Noxious, I'm almost certain, goes by Noxious, not Nox. Well, YOLO! Let's see if I get anything. I got nothing! Fuck! Damn, that sucks, dude. Noxious doesn't go by either of these, so... We got a mono black and we got a Nox. Neither of which are the real deal. If you ever see someone just go by Theorix or just 6, you'll know I've made it. Fuck this, I guess. Yeah, Kaya goes for him. Yeah, that's fine. If I get exactly Legion Warboss, I might still be good. Come on, Warboss. Okay. I'm gonna play this. This triggers, and I attack. Do I attack with this? Like, they can double block. Yeah, I mean, I lose regardless. Like, if I don't hit here, then I'm probably fucked. Oh, that's awkward. I shouldn't have attacked with Winota. They're not going to... Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Do I want to do any damage to Yark's Fenlurker? No. Does this make... This doesn't make me discard, right? It just makes me sack a creature. Might as well. I'm pretty sure we've lost this one. I guess I shouldn't have attacked here, but... I get Kaya's ghost form back. Oh, decides to Myers Grasp the Guardmage. Okay, that's fine, actually. Because he can only cast one of these a turn, right? That's fine. I get rid of Charming Prince. There is a Winota in the bottom. There's one Winota dead. Just trying to puff up my board a little bit. Like, they can use Lurrus to block the Warboss, but I doubt that they will. Yeah, that's roughly what I thought would occur. They can Myers Grasp one of my Warbosses, and then Priest Forgotten Gods. I sack this, so I'd still have, like, I still have an okay situation. They actually technically should have hit this one. They can immediately activate Whisper Squad. I don't see why you wouldn't do it immediately, though. Like, if you plan on sacking things right now, I don't see why you wouldn't immediately. Sure. Sure. Oh, now I can get two. Alright, that's fair. Winota? Not Winota. Yeah, it's fine. It goes in tapped. I can raise the alarm in order to have some sacrifice fodder. See, I'm a little surprised by this. I would expect them to double block my Warboss. Because they lose really nothing. I guess they just Myers Grasp my Warboss. I like the white-black version of this a little bit more. Because it's a little bit more mid-rangey. This is definitely more of an aggressive deck. Sure. I'm still not out of it, because at any point I can top deck a, yeah, that's fine. At any point I can top deck a, Winota. And get a couple of triggers. I'd rather keep the 2/2 goblins, because they're better than a 1/1. Excuse me. If a Eidolon is an issue. Nope. Well, that's game. Very unfortunate. I misplayed horribly by attacking with Winota. I know better now. I know better now. Okay. This time I'm gonna try to not put Winota in harm's way. As I do believe that was the main reason I lost that one. Peking Pie. It's a bit of a strange name. IMHO. This hand is not great. We're going up against another companion deck. This metagame is fucking garbage. I don't think... I mean, I have Charming Prince to Scry, Fblthp. I'll keep it because I'll keep this. Like, I feel like this is not actually a terrible hand. Cool. We got a Winota, which is nice. So all I need now is just to draw land, and Charming Prince will hopefully help that. That also helps. I think I would rather Charming Prince here. Is it better to Fblthp here or Charming Prince here? I think it's better to Charming Prince. I could be super wrong, but my reasoning is because of this. So our opponent is on Team Yorion, I guess. Don't want either of these. I mean, there's an argument to be made to actually draw this, but I don't think so. I mean, generally speaking, if I see someone playing Simic, I immediately expect that my chances of winning have gone down significantly. So we have this, but we need a red source. So we're going to Temple first. That's not a red source. Because I need to find a red source. It's also not a red source. I will attack, because fuck it. So if I get a red source, I will probably just cast Winota. I suspect a Nissa is going to be in my now. Not in my future, but in my now. Cavalier of Thorns, it's almost just as bad. That's not true. It's substantially better to have this instead of a... Okay, Genesis Ultimatum, sure. Teamer Elementals, but with Yorion. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Sure. Okay, I did not get what I wanted. Do I want to Guardmage or Temple? They do the same thing, right? Like, if I Temple first, I scry, but I can no longer play the Guardmage. But if so I get to potentially change the position of that top card, right? For me not drawing it. If I play the Guardmage, I'm doing the same thing. I'm changing the position of that top card. Either putting it into my hand, so like putting it in my hand with Guardmage, or moving it to the bottom. They do functionally the same thing, except this gives me another card. It's not another card that works with Winota, but, you know, whatever. I am worried just about getting my shit stolen at this point. They might just cast a Yorion. Yeah. They should have tapped Leaf Kindred. I don't think it... They held... Okay, they held... Words are incredibly hard. They held... Full control. Wait, why didn't you hit Cavalier of Thorns as well, dude? What the fuck? Why would you not hit this as well? Because you wanted to hit me? More value, though. Maybe I'm just too greedy. So then this will trigger... They did weird things that turn, but it's whatevs. I need a red source. I got a red source. I have one actual attacker here, which is this. This is a human, and this is a human. I'm not dead. The issue is if my opponent has an agent, I'm just... God, I guess I'm not screwed. Tithe Taker. It comes in tapped and attacking. I could bounce my Fblthp so my Fblthp doesn't die. I think that's the best thing to do, is bounce my Fblthp so my Fblthp doesn't die, so that I can get another trigger on it next turn. So next turn, if my Winota is still around, I can Legion's Warboss. Of course not. Well, that's an immediate concession, and there's not much we could have done about it. I wouldn't say we got screwed on red mana. I kept a potentially iffy hand, but you know, when you're going to get Simic Ramp, unless you have a deck aimed to beat it, it's probably super difficult. Now, I'm actually curious. Decks metagame. What does the standard metagame actually look like right now? Bant Ramp. Yeah, Bant Ramp is number one. Jeskai Fire, Team of Reclamation. Essentially just like ways of cheating cards into play, right? Are the ways you win. Fucking Obosh. Just more companions. They mulligan, so that's nice. I think this is probably going to be an aggressive deck. Could be Sax. Could be Obosh Sakdos. I don't want this. No. I guess potentially I could have played Hallowed Fountain tap this turn. So the next turn I can play this tapped into Incubation, but I kind of like the idea of playing a Tithe Taker. It means that they can't do as much nonsense during my turn with things like Cat Oven. Do I want to scry with Charming Prince? I guess so. I didn't pay attention where that went. I should have. Yeah, I'm gonna scry with Charming Prince. Looking for a Winota or a Warboss, I think. I don't want either of these. Temple probably would have also taken. Oh, just got cycling, of course. Right. It's another one of them. But yeah, top dog still appears to be Bant Ramp, followed closely by Jeskai Fires, and then things kind of trail off after Team of Reclamation. Okay, so we have this, which is cool. I can Incubation and play Tithe Taker. So I play Mountain. I think that's fine, because I just want to dig for Winota at this point. Cool. Hello. So my opponent gets to see the nonsense I'm doing. I'll attack because I'm stupid. But the plan essentially is to block with Tithe Taker, next turn play Winota. Do I want to do that, or would I rather wait? That's a good question, actually. My opponent might not attack here. Yeah, they don't. And I think that's actually super correct. I'm going to go ahead and play Fblthp first. Okay. I was essentially looking for a land that I didn't have to shock. And then I can raise the alarm at instant speed. So we're just going to pass here. I can raise the alarm at instant speed, then just play Winota and attack with several things, as opposed to just getting... Oh, right, my opponent didn't attack. So there was actually no value to gain there. So they might have Sacrifice effect here. They could steal my Tithe Taker with Claim the Firstborn and then sack it to Witch's Oven. Okay, cool. They're not doing that. So are they doing this now? Okay, they're going to shoot down Fblthp. That's fine. And I will block this. Because even if they get their cat back, in order to kill my 1/1, I'll have 2 of the Raise the Alarm tokens. And that's why I went with this play. I think it was just better. I mean, for what it's worth, I wouldn't have had anything to use immediately with Winota, but I think this is correct. So yeah, that dies. I get to Raise the Alarm. And hopefully, off of 2 triggers, I'll be able to get something nice. Come on, 2 triggers. Hell yeah. That's all it takes. That was what, 2-2? 2 wins, 2 losses, I believe. Something like that. Definitely an interesting deck. Generally speaking, I'm not the biggest fan of this deck either, but I know a lot of people are interested in this style of deck. So once again, I'll put a link in the description to where you can find the original deck that I got this from. It has Agent of Treachery in it. It aims to like cheat things into play. You might be saying, but Justin, you play Grixis with Fires of Invention. First of all, Fires of Invention in a Grixis shell is not technically the right way to play Fires of Invention. And secondly, I'm playing Nicol Bolas, alright? I do what I want. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Anyway, I'd like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Zen, for continued support. If you'd like to join them in supporting the show, you'll find links to that in the description down below. I do, of course, hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, go and tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, cast a comment in the comment section down below, and pass the turn and the vid to some of your friends. And of course, until next time, I will build one.